This is not a normal Tread the Globe travel vlog. Normally you'll be expecting to see us sharing our travels with you, because so many people have asked you what's happening with the coronavirus, how it's affecting our trip, what exactly is happening with us, that we thought we would do a special Tread the Globe edition and share with you exactly our situation.
Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can't miss out. I'm done living life with the lights out. Die with my own doubts. Be free with me. Let's be free.
It's all over the news. Nobody's saying anything else except coronavirus. And for us, when we left, it was sort of very far away in China.
So we're currently coming to you from Istanbul in Turkey.
Yes.
We're actually staying at a campsite, well, a car park with facilities.
Yeah, we thought whilst we come to visit Istanbul, like we did in Amsterdam, get some secure parking so we don't have to lug all our tech around as we go out to film in the city. So we found this little spot. It was quite tricky to find, actually.
Yeah, that's a whole other story.
That
you'll see that on the coming vlog. Finding this spot was an
Yeah.
absolute nightmare, but
it was.
something to look forward to.
But yeah, we decided to find this spot. Although we normally wild camp on the prettiest place we can find, we decided that actually it would be very sensible to find some secure parking in town to allow us to go out and film. So we found this spot and it has everything we need.
And it's worked well, hasn't it? You know,
it's a really nice spot.
We did manage to get out and film a couple of days in Istanbul.
Yeah.
But if we backtrack, so when we left the UK in January, the coronavirus wasn't part of the news, and it was all going swimmingly according to plan. We made it across northern Italy.
Yes.
Before it, obviously they've had some serious problems in northern Italy, as many parts of Europe. And
Robbie and Alex and their family, who you may have seen on one of our videos, we've been in contact with them. They are fine. They're absolutely fine.
Yeah. And our thoughts are with you guys during this difficult time, and everybody else around the world. But we made it through Austria and everything, and really the virus seemed to be following behind us.
Yes.
And it wasn't really inconveniencing us. We managed to get across the border crossings. I think it was the first border crossing where it became noticeable was it Albania, North Macedonia?
Yes, actually, as we went into North Macedonia, they had masks and gloves and clipboards, and you always know it's serious when there's a clipboard. And they asked us where we'd come from, and they sort of like shooed us past, and we sort of went through. But we were aware that obviously things were catching up with us.
And it seemed that that they had their first case cross the same border crossing as we did. I think the same day, actually.
The same day, yes.
And then as we headed south, when we came into Greece, when we mentioned that we'd been to Italy, they kind of slammed the window and got on the phone to make a phone call. But we explained that it was back in January, and then they calmed down. So we got into Greece, no trouble at all.
Yeah.
And then actually we had another problem, as you know, trying to get into Turkey because of the refugee problem. So we went through Bulgaria and entered into Turkey, and the border was fine. We had no troubles whatsoever. And when we arrived in Istanbul, there wasn't, life is normal here. Everything's busy. The markets are full. The Grand Bazaar was busy. Probably less tourists than normal, but I've got nothing to compare it to. But life was good. In fact, we were on BBC Midlands.
Yeah, we spoke to them 2 days ago.
2 days ago, saying that, for us at the moment it's behind us and all is good. But since then, Turkey in Istanbul have had a number of cases over the past couple of days. Yeah,
and there was a big boom.
Yeah.
And everything has just stopped now.
Yeah, and looking at the news, the Turkish news, it seems that from midnight last night they sort of said cafes, nightclubs, bars and things are to close, but the cafe we've been going to They all seem to be open today.
But they had masks on today, which
Yeah.
they haven't previously. But also yesterday they closed all the borders of Turkey. Going in, going out, land borders, sea borders, up to Georgia, from Greece, from Bulgaria.
Because
everything is closed.
We were planning. We thought the border with Georgia up until I think yesterday was open, but they were talking about if you'd been to any of the hot spots in Europe, that you might face quarantine for 14 days. So we thought, if we stay in Turkey for a couple of weeks, cross the border and say, look, we've been in Turkey for a couple of weeks, that would be okay. But obviously, so we were gonna make our way towards the Georgian border, but now it's closed. And then I know Georgia into Russia is also closed. I know Russia and Kazakhstan and Mongolia also seem to be closed.
How many hours are we in Istanbul to Georgia? It's about 7.5 hours, isn't it? Straight driving.
Yeah, it's probably more than that. I think
so it wasn't
actually,
feasible.
it's a long. Yeah, we couldn't just get there. It's a
Couldn't
long
just make
drive.
a dash.
And obviously the Greek border behind us is closed with Turkey as well. So we are definitely stuck in Turkey. So we've then been discussing, well, okay, we've got 90 days, isn't it? We're allowed to stay in Turkey.
And the van insurance is 90 days as well.
Yeah, we were lucky actually, because when we got the green card, the gentleman that sold us the green card said, do you want 30 days or 90 days? It's the same price. So we were only planning to be here for a couple of weeks, so we could have easily have just said 30 days, and I'm so pleased that you said 90 days.
It just seemed...
Good call, love.
Thanks, love.
So yeah, 90 days, because I'm like, we only need a couple of weeks.
Same price.
So yeah, 90. We got the 90 days, so we're okay. So we've got 2.5 weeks, 2.5 months. Sorry.
Yes.
That we can stay more in Turkey without any visa issues or things like that. So we thought we would go and explore Turkey, and because there's lots of beautiful places to see. But as we started talking, we kind of got the map out. We talked about routes and where we would go and what we want to see. But we do have a concern that they may start restricting movement,
like they're doing all over Europe right now,
because they need to contain it. And where we are is, although it's £10 a night, which we don't normally pay for campsites, it's £10 a night, but it has everything we need. It has a washing machine, it has toilets and showers and water and electric, which if we're staying still, although we've got solar panels, they don't keep you charged up on a cloudy day for more than a few days. So we're in a good situation here. We're walking distance to shops, we're walking distance to cafes and things like that, or places to get food.
And in fact, the cafe that Chris mentioned earlier, he's got an Instagram an account, and he gave me his Insta name, and I said to him, look, can I Marianne always thinks of these plans. I said, if we actually get stuck and we're quarantined in this area, would you mind coming over and chucking food over the wall if I send you a message? And it was like,
no problem.
Not a problem. So,
and the guys that run this place, we get to know them after we've been here a week already. So it's a little bit, as everybody knows, with your holiday plans. We've had friends and followers saying that they've had to cancel their holidays, or their holidays have been cancelled. For us, we're in a little bit of a tricky situation, but all is good. We're fine. We're absolutely fine. We're comfortable. Everything is good. But at the moment, we can't go forward and can't go back. We don't know how long it is going to last. Like I said, we've got 2.5 months on our visa. We think we've kind of looked at it. The world trip. Is it a no-go? Are we cancelled? Are we heading back to the UK? Well, at the moment, no.
We just don't know.
We don't know. We've worked out roughly, if we don't get into Russia, sort of July, with the weather forecast and everything, then we won't be able to carry on east this year, and it would have to be delayed. We also don't want to get to Vladivostok, the far end of Russia, to find that we can't ship to the States and they're not accepting shipments, and they're not, you know, because then what do we do, you know, because we can't spend 3 months coming back because our Russian visa wouldn't allow, etc. So there's a lot of questions that we don't actually know the answers to.
And we'll do updates as we know more. We will share.
Yeah,
but right now,
absolutely,
we're in a good position,
and we're staying put.
We're staying put here in Istanbul. There's a lovely couple called Kieran and Danny who have been volunteering in Greece, who also have a van, and we've hooked up with them and we're hanging out with them.
And there's a couple of French guys here, so
French guys.
we're gonna be vlogging life, you know, what we're up to, and food and eating, and how we're surviving here in Istanbul. We've got the footage of us arriving in Greece, the time in Greece, Bulgaria, and then into Turkey, and we did spend a couple of nice days in Istanbul, although I didn't manage to get the exact filming that I wanted to finish the videos, but we're here now, so it's okay. And then we'll share our life, so don't worry, the videos are still going to be coming. The format may change after the next sort of three vlogs or whatever.
Yeah, van life in lockdown.
That's it. It is.
But we honestly, we don't feel as though we're in a bad situation, because we've had so many messages saying how dreadful, you know, some people's whole holidays and things have been cancelled.
Panic buying.
They're in
we've
lockdown
heard it all.
at home. So we honestly thank you so much for your kind thoughts and worries, but we're fine. We are absolutely fine. We will, you know, share what we know as we know it, but we're in a situation where we don't know.
We'd love to hear how you guys are all getting on as well, so do please message us, comment below, or drop us emails and let us know how you're getting on. We will, subject to internet, reply to everything. At the moment we're good for internet. We've got SIM cards, local SIM cards and stuff, and that's all fine for now. So there you go.
We're good. We just wanted to give you a quick update so you know what we know, which isn't really a lot actually.
No, we don't really know a lot. We walked around Istanbul today. It was quieter than normal, and there's a lot more people wearing face masks. But it is very, very early days here. It's like it's just arrived here, whereas you know, the rest of Europe is obviously getting used to dealing with it. Here it's literally just arrived, so we're not sure how the authorities here are going to handle it.
And there are all things to take into consideration. We've heard that in France from the French guys that, you know, the police and the army are on the streets turning people around, telling them to go home and fining them 130 euros to be out and about. So we're just aware that if the Turkish government decide to bring out the police and the army and stop people moving,
we want to be somewhere comfortable.
Here is a really good place to be.
You know, it's secure, it's safe, and we've got all the facilities, and there is shops and food nearby. So let us know if you've got any questions. We'd love to hear from you. The normal vlog will return back on Sunday. We'll get another one made for you. And thanks for listening.
And take care and keep safe.
Keep safe.